Hey y'all, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name's Nicole. My pronouns are she and her, and I live in the Pacific Northwest on the traditional unceded territory of the Coast Salish Nations. And it's Saturday morning, so we're going to do a budget check-in because capitalism sucks, but until it's overthrown, we're going to stay on budget. Okay, so I actually have some news that I need to adjust my budget for. My housemate, so I rent the extra bedroom in my house, typically to a college student. My housemate is moving out. So they finished school, and I think their plans changed because of COVID. But they're moving out with another young person, and that's really awesome for them. And actually, I'm really excited to spend some time living alone. I don't think I'm going to get a new housemate right away. I'm just spending a lot of time in the home, and it's not a huge place, so it's going to be really nice to spend some time alone. However, I do need to adjust my budget for that. So as you can see, this was an every dollar budget, but I just went ahead and adjusted my rent, which it will double. So it's typically $550, but it's going to be $1,100 now. And what I did to make up for that, I did have a good amount of money going to my cat fund this month, and that comes down considerably. Actually, let's make this $1,837. So it's now an every dollar budget. So it's going to be kind of tight. It's going to be kind of tight for the next few months, but I think that it's worth it. I think that it's worth it to live alone. I don't think that I want to rush into having another housemate, especially in the middle of COVID. So I'm just going to have to make it work. I think this is going to be somewhat motivating for me to make more work in my studio, which has not been something I've felt very motivated to do. But it would be nice to perhaps do some more selling of that work. So we will see what happens. For now, though, let's get into the check-in. I do have quite a few things to check in about. So let's go ahead and go down the list. I'm going to scroll. Actually, let's hang out here in Cat Fund for a second. I did pick up, I actually did something, and I don't know if this is really worth making another video about, but basically I figured out almost entirely how much Junior's medicine costs. And I also made a point, I was out of most of them, so I made a point to get 3 months at a time. So I am now re-upped for about 3 months of Junior's medicine, and it costs quite a bit. So I have a few transactions. So basically, I went and picked up most of his medications at about 3-month intervals, and that was $258.17. Yes, you heard that right, $258.17. So that's going to go into Cat Fund. Because I hadn't sort of figured this out before, I've just been sort of using the Cat Fund instead of like officially budgeting for it, because I just really didn't know how much to budget. But they actually gave me one medication was incorrect, and so when I went to return that and get the right one, I had to pay an additional $722. And then I picked up another medicine, so he's one that comes from most of them come from the vet, one comes from a compounding pharmacy, and 2 just come from the pharmacy down the street, Safeway Pharmacy. So I picked up one of those, and that was $11.98. So that's going to go in Cat Fund. Is there anything else that goes in Cat Fund? No, there isn't. Okay, so how much is that? That's $277. It's actually not the entire amount, but it looks like I'm going to probably be spending at least $100 a month broken down. $100 a month, so maybe about $300 for 3 months of medication for him. And that's not perfect numbers yet, but we're getting there. I've got a little spreadsheet going. So sucks, but also good to know so that I can plan for it. Okay, so let's get back to the budget check-in. I did spend $35.85 at Safeway, and I mostly just bought proteins and milk, almond milk, because I get so many veggies from the garden and from my farm share or my CSA. So that's pretty cool, 35.85. I definitely find that I also bought I bought some fancy white anchovies. So they're very different from regular anchovies. They're more vinegary than salty. But I find that I have bought some more specialty items since I've been doing the farm share because I don't need as much of my budget to go towards just basic veggies, which, is maybe not the best use of the budget, but also it's nice. I enjoy it. So I got to think about that though as I'm tightening up my budget here to live alone. Okay, so I'm going to go down to fun because I don't really know what else to put this in. I think it would actually be a household category. Oh, but I think toilet paper is going to come out of that. So, because I do have a shipment of toilet paper coming. I don't necessarily need it. As you all know, I use Who Gives a Crap. So I get quite a bit of toilet paper at one time. And then they want to send it every 4 months. Usually it's not used up by then, but under the circumstances, going into winter, blah, 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 I'm probably just going to have it come and have a little extra. I noticed that I was able to share from my toilet paper stash during the weird toilet paper shortage. So my shipment is due in August. I'm just going to go ahead and get it, and then, I'll postpone future shipments. And that way, if we run into any more weird shortages, at least I know I can wipe my ass. Okay, so I'm going to put this TJ Maxx thing under fun. I basically just bought some new dish towels. I've been using them. If you watched my What I Eat in a video, you can see I've been using them in different ways to help wrap and keep my veggies fresh since I don't really use paper towels. And so I just picked up a couple of more dish towels and some sunscreen at TJ Maxx. It was a weird, really can't remember the last time I've been to TJ Maxx, but it was actually terrifying. There were about 7,000 people working, which I'm so glad people were able to work. But I just felt like it was really crowded, so I just got in and got out as quickly as I could. Okay, so let's see. I'm just gonna go. Oh yeah, I've been trying to patronize this business that I found on TikTok. It happens to be Black owned, so always excited to support Black entrepreneurs, but it's a candy business, and I've been trying to get in and get some of their products for a few months now, and I finally did, and it was $34.90. That did include $15 for ice box shipping or shipping with ice. So, I think it's going to be worth it. I'll definitely video the unboxing and I do a taste test because I have never bought such luxe niche candies in my life, but I'm very excited for it. So that's going to go into groceries, I think, for right now, $34.90. I think that's just the best place for it. Let's look at what I've got left. Okay, good. I did stop one day. I just had like a shitty ass day one day, and I had to just leave my house. And so I went to work at my empty office, which is very safe, I feel. But I stopped and I got a breakfast sandwich and coffee from my friend's coffee shop, and that was $11.75. Of course, that was including a large tip for the person working. So that's going to go into restaurants. Let's see, what does this say? Socks. Oh yeah, I guess I'll put this under fun too. I just have reached this point where I've got several pairs of wool socks that I've been wearing for the last 5 years, and I almost never stop wearing wool socks in the Pacific Northwest. But two things. One, they have all gotten holes in them, especially the ones that I made myself. They've really worn. I'm realizing that I need to be using a much more durable yarn. I made several pairs of socks with just merino wool, and so they've worn. And then even the ones that are, like smart wool or something, they have holes in them or worn completely through in the heels. So I really needed new socks. And then two, it's been so hot this summer that I was like, wow, I need to actually buy some socks that I can wear with my boots that aren't wool. So I bought some cotton socks, and I tried a few different kinds. I really wanted to get ones that were comfortable. I like to find the ones that have the most cotton in them. I know that it will wear faster, but I just really don't like wearing the synthetic materials on any part of my body really, but especially not my feet. It's like going with my Florida coming out. I don't really like to be sweaty, and I feel like synthetic materials make you more sweaty. So I spent about $30 in socks. I picked something else up. I think I got some like first aid supplies too, but whatever. I'm just going to put that all into the fun category because I don't have another category for that. Let's see. I'm going to put into Kittles. I spent $72.03. That's my usual Chewy order. That's their food. And I have, I did re-up at one point an extra bag. So I always have like a 2-month supply of cat food, which is good because if you watched my last video, you know I recently did make a little like small stockpile. Okay. And then while we're there, I guess this would go into the fun category. I got some peroxide also for that little like stockpile. That was $3. Okay, so now I'm going to just go up to Radical Intersectional Feminism, which is where I list all of my income sharing because I have access to more social capital than some people and less social capital than some people, but I want to basically be reallocating some of that as I can each month. So I had my usual Patreon come out of $20. I had my usual Trans Lifeline of $5 a month come out. And then I also shared $50 with someone locally who who I wanted to share some income with, and that's going to go into my stimulus sharing for right now. I still have just over $200 of stimulus sharing. It's been really hard for me to disperse that money because even though I'm in a pretty great position having a full-time job, I have lost a little bit of income, and especially now with like having my rent increase, it's hard not to feel that feeling of not having enough, but I do have enough, so I'm going to just continue dispersing that as I feel called to, and just try to remember that actually I have enough, and it's fine, and that's just a feeling I'm having. I think we all experience that. Okay, so last but not least, I'm just going to share some of this income. I had my interest come in. Normally I kind of add this up and add it to this number, but I just didn't do that this month. But I got $7.49 from my account where my emergency fund mostly lives. I got $1.14 from a different account. Oops, that does not go there. Oh, no, perfect. Thought I put it in the wrong spot. And then I got 94 cents from an additional account. So $9.57 total. This number keeps going down bit by bit. But it's just nice to get any money at all in interest. All right, that is my budget check-in for the week. Let me know if you did your budget check-in, how things are going. We're about a week into the month. I'm calling this a 4-week month, I think. So I think I'm doing pretty okay. Let me know how you're doing down below. If you're interested in this kind of thing, I do my budget check-in every week, and I do additional videos about living in capitalism and trying to do that along with and embody my values. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, definitely hit the subscribe button. Let me know down below if there's anything you'd like to hear me chat about or chat about in the comments. Have a great week, and I'll see you later.